Okay, we are live. Changing up the format again slightly because, hey, why not? So, we're going to carry on with some more Subnautica Below Zero. Just get my dashboard set up. There we go. I did have a brief check earlier. There was a new update came in this afternoon, but it hasn't fixed the sea truck moonpool interaction issues. So, still no sea trucks. But, you know, there's worse things in the world. I did go through their Favreau board though. The audio effects that happen on this loading screen are listed as a bug, so that might get fixed at some point. Where are we? We're here, apparently. I don't really want to waste unnecessary titanium. Oh yeah, we should see about building hover pads. Can we put hover pads anywhere? Aha! Yes, we can. But it needs power. Okay, let's go put the hover pad back, like, here somewhere, I guess? If we can. Aha! Steal power from the other base. So this is quite funky. We at least do get to play with the hover bike. And, yeah. I have no idea what this is going to do. Oh. Like, you can name it and everything. Whoosh. So let's see how it handles, like, air and water. Okay. Lesson learned. Hover bikes do not like water. But you can scan them, apparently. For some reason. Okay. I have no idea what that was supposed to accomplish. So, for the time being, let's just get back to what we were originally planning and look around for this research base that's supposed to have some alien research notes. Which I'm sure was supposed to be around here somewhere last time I played this. Might actually be too close to the island. It's nice to see the consistency of this story text as well. If nothing else, we'll always have that. I don't really want the map on the sea glide there. No. Too deep, too many bone sharks. So I think it was supposed to be... Ooh, a diamond. Shiny things. I will always get distracted by shiny things. So we can find some creep vines. There was some creep vines around it, and there was some spires, or some of the heat spire things, and also, oh, does that look like it could be interesting? And also the twisty bridges. So there's like 3 or 4 different biomes around. I was really worried about what that was then. I think that's just a regular old glow whale. Which is fine. Glow whales are not scary, thankfully. Quite pretty, though. Ooh. Oh, I didn't realise they'd actually added whale noises to them now. I was fully prepared to do all the sound effects myself. So yes, if you're new here, we largely just play experimental builds, so things can change quite radically day to day. But it's interesting keeping up with the development at that sort of rate. I think we've gone too far this way. Let's go back a bit. It's like heading over in that direction. Is that a whale going through the floor? That was bizarre. There's some Titan holefish around, so we can at least get some air. Penguins. There are a lot of penguins around. And that's not me mispronouncing penguin, that is genuinely what they're called, if anybody was wondering. And I still hate bone sharks. Rock punchers aren't so bad. But yeah, I kind of feel like to actually make use of the snow fox, what we need to do is get the laser cutter, go back to the glacial basin, and have enough stuff to build a hover pad and a snow fox and a couple of solar panels to power them. And then we can explore around a little bit with the hover bike and see if that just is any better. But first of all, we really do need to try and find the precursor research notes, or whatever it is they're called. Try and work out what's actually going on in this story now. And if there's anyone who's watching who's interested in the story and needs catching up, then let me know in the chat and I can give you a sort of Cliff Notes version of what's all been going on. Okay, so we've got the Twisty Bridges and the Black Smokers, or whatever it is they're called. I can never remember what that biome is called. Terrible. I do love the Twisty Bridges biome in this one, though. There's so much in the sequel, which is this one, obviously, that is just a really nice addition over the original Subnautica. I don't think this would be good as the first game, but as a sequel, it is so much fun. And you can kind of like carry on from the things you knew before, and yeah, they have done a really good job with this game, is what I'm saying. I mean, you know, usual caveats about early access and all this sort of stuff, but not interested in that. Briefing, here we go. This is when we go due to increased local threat levels. Less than 100 meters. So, I'm thinking near, like, bone sharks and rock punchers and stuff. And there are bone sharks and rock punchers and stuff around here, so... I don't think we're totally out of where it's likely to be. Okay, we do not have a spare battery on us. Good evening, J. Meek. We're kind of running out of places to go. Ooh, does that look interesting? It at least looks scannable. Let's see what it is. I'm guessing it's probably the sea truck aquarium. Yeah. At least we can now build an aquarium to add to our otherwise useless sea truck. Bone sharks and rock punchers. Also, probably not this close to the surface. What on earth is this? Okay, that was supposed to be a diamond, apparently. Oops, accidentally really deep. Way too easy to do. Some random sort of cliff shelf thing here. I was expecting to at least have seen, like, the light from a base or something. Because, you know, usually you get at least some sort of, like, reflection off the glass of a window or something. It's just nothing. At least nothing yet. And let's not try entering a rock puncher. That's unlikely to go well for us. And don't get too close to sea monkeys either. Damn sea monkeys. I have to try picking up featherfish again, actually, and see if they've added the extra information for them. I maintain that featherfish are pretty cute. This is also really annoying just because I used to be able to find this base really reliably, just back in a version where you couldn't actually pick up the PDA. It's also possible they've actually moved it, which would be infuriating, but perfectly reasonable. Thing is, if it's supposed to be at less than 100 meters, I would guess that you can probably swim around at like 50, 60 meters and see it. I wish there were fewer sea monkeys. But at least they appear to be slightly less aggressive when it comes to stealing things now. That was really annoying. Dun dun dun! Warpers! They still exist. More exposition. We haven't found any ice worms yet that I'm aware of. So I guess we have that to look forward to at some point. For now, fine, we'll go back to the base, we'll regroup, and then also maybe get some spare Sea Glide batteries. That would be a good idea. We'll keep an eye out for possible Altera tech sites on the way, but I'm not expecting anything to show up. Yeah, I think we've been through the twisty bridges thoroughly enough that we'd have seen if it was here. It's just a sea truck, or yeah. Not an interesting part of a sea truck. So I think there was another one that we started scanning at one point, but we've not found any more parts for. Yes, we'll pick up some spare bladderfish on the way. Come back here, I need to fill you with filtered water. Or use you to filter water or something. I'm still not entirely sure how bladderfish work. I assume you use them as, like, some kind of filter system.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Thank you, Habitat. What new recipes do we have? Ooh, advanced materials. We can make aerogel. Oh, and plasteel. The obvious ones. Featherfish stuff. Can we not make a laser cutter yet? I thought we could. But apparently not.
Seek fluid intake immediately.
Yeah. We're doing it.
Vital signs stabilizing.
Blueprints. How do we make one of these? Because it's not immediately obvious, given that we don't seem to be able to build the upgrade module. And lacking the upgrade module is going to make it quite difficult to do. Here we have some materials that we can use to build more batteries. Oh, we actually have more water. That's always useful. We at least have copper. No more ribbon plants? Nope. Okay. Probably not much point taking the copper then. So for now, let's put the featherfish together. There we go. Once I realised that there's actually like 4 or 5 different modes on the Sea Glide and you just have to toggle through them, it did make things a lot easier. So, back to hunting for random Altera tech sites. I do maintain as well that the developers here did a really good job of like populating the biomes in a way that actually makes the game sort of interesting and come alive in a meaningful way. Like, it would have been so easy to kind of just ignore some of the detail that you get. But it's just so nice to be in the environment. Okay, it looks like we are accidentally under a glacier again. But hey, at least we helped save our co-worker. That's got to count for something, right? And breathe. There's not actually even enough space in this canyon to build something. So looking in here is probably not helpful. Why do I feel like I might have wandered into a trap somehow? I don't want to be up on the island, because that's not where the base is. Ooh, that's interesting. What's this? What's this, and can we... Ow! Okay, we don't go near this. That's what this is. They tricked me by making it my favourite colour, knowing I would deliberately go towards it, and then it's really bad for you. Oh, hello. Hello. No, 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 no. No, thank you. No. Okay, I think we've discovered two things here. We've discovered what increased local threat levels means, and I think we've also discovered what iceworm means. That was terrifying. Now, how do we get back there? Asked literally nobody. Yeah. So, find the purple glowy things, and then go slightly deeper. And don't get eaten by iceworms. I feel like don't get eaten by iceworms is probably just good advice, actually. So let's just swim around again a bit and see if we can, you know, not die. I actually didn't even see what height we were at when we died there, which doesn't help, because if that's already just too deep, then probably doesn't help to go there. But, you know, that's a problem for the, you know, the next step. So many Titan holefish. And we are way too deep there. kind of want to be thinking about conserving sea glide power in case we need it to run away, though. Kind of wandering around the edge of this cliff for the time being, seeing what we can see. I was not going near your whole fish. Stop attacking me. Can you not pick these up anymore? Or can you only pick them up if they're standing out of water? Because I used to have like a whole family of them on a different save. Not for any particular reason, just because you could. I suspect that while 20 is less than 100, it's possibly a little on the shallow side. So we should probably start working our way back again. I mean, there's nothing sort of threaty around here that would indicate that this base Omega should be here. Also, as simple as the background music sounds, even that just seems to tie into the atmosphere of the whole game really well. Okay. What? Oh no, it's just grass, okay. That looked like something interesting for a second. But nope. Ooh, is this an interesting thing? Not particularly. Ah, we're in range of the scanner room again. We can always tell.
30 seconds.
Oh, yeah. Breathing is a thing. I've heard good things about it. I'm sure that Omega used to be, like, here somewhere. And it now clearly is not here. Hello. Did you want something? Let's see, if we drop down off there, we're going too deep again. It's just a stasis rifle fragment. Whoosh. See, now we're getting back into bone shark territory again. And lack of oxygen territory.
30 seconds.
See, this is basically just like a shelf that doesn't go anywhere. But has a rock for no discernible reason. Pointless rock is best rock. I don't know why it just occasionally makes, like, exiting or entering water noises either. That's a bit unusual. Still in bone shark territory. Which, I would argue, is still increased threat level. Glow whales, much less interesting in daytime when you don't get to, like, see them in all their natural glory. Or unnatural glory, I guess. This is a video game. It's starting to get too deep again. That just looks funky. No idea what that's supposed to be at all. Or particularly where I'm going. That looks like it's very quickly getting too deep to have a base in it.
Calorie intake recommended.
Fine. I think we still have some heat fruit back at the base anyway. That's quite good nutritionally, I've discovered. Over here is actually where we want to be going. I mean, if anyone has an idea of where this base is, then by all means give me a hand at this point. The clues that you get are somewhat lacking in meaningful direction. I think that's a fair way of phrasing it. As we just come back through the Swiss cheese biome. Okay. Swiss cheese biome was... oh, with the purple things, was just off the side of the island here. I see, so they're like sort of gassy, poddy things that explode sometimes. Ow! I did not realise we were that close. I'll try and work out which direction this is so we can get back here more easily next time. Because this is seeming a likely direction to try, we'll put it that way. Just kind of you come out of this corner of the moon pool and that's the direction to be going in.
Welcome aboard, Captain. Vital signs stabilizing.
Do we need to swap some batteries again? I might actually just completely unload one of these and make sure we've got plenty of power for the old Sea Glide. Also take a quick fishing break and just stock up on food and water and stuff again.
New creature discovered.
Oh yeah, also there are different peepers now to the peepers that we had in the old Subnautica. They seem like more frilly or frondy, I guess. And turn everything into food. Never eat the antennae. That's some good advice there. Okay. So we want to Be going kind of this way, I think it was. And keep an eye out for anything sort of basey. And also hope we don't run into anything too icewormy. And good evening, Grey Knight. I'm doing alright, thank you. Working from home Fridays, so I don't have to be out so many places, which is always nice. Did get eaten by an iceworm earlier, but, you know, it happens. How is life in your neck of the woods? I want the one that hasn't got a map, thank you. Yeah, I have to admit, I miss when I used to live in the countryside and could really do that. Because now I live basically in a city and it's just light pollution everywhere. It does make the stargazing somewhat harder. I'm in completely the wrong place. Yeah. Have you played much of it yet? Because if you can tell me where this base is... Ah! Ah, no, that's just a fragment. Damn it. So excited for a second there. That's not even a good fragment. We've already got that one. So this is the... let me just get to the surface so we're not suffocating. We're on this data retrieval. So it's the Omega base was abandoned weeks ago due to increased local threat levels. Alien research data less than 100 meters of depth. Because I used to know where it was, but then the map has been changing and everything else, and now I don't know where it is anymore. I'm suspecting it's this way somewhere because this is where we got eaten by an ice worm earlier. But yeah, the kind of view you get there, is just amazing, honestly. I'm kind of jealous. You see, I think we're too deep again here now. You don't want to be this deep. Oh, sugar. There it is. Yeah, so there's that thing that looks a bit like a Sea Emperor, but is one of the evil Sea Emperors. Ah, fair enough. Yeah, so we've got the biosample. I know I've got the. In fact, we got a communication from Jeffries earlier. They found him and brought him back to Vespa.
30 seconds.
Oh, sugar. That's another nasty thing. Which somehow missed us. I mean, I don't know how, but I'm not going to complain. But that's got to be an ice worm, right? Does this constitute an increased local threat level? And now we've left the Swiss cheese biome again. I mean, to be fair, last time I actually played below zero, that was about as far as you could get. Like, I'm aware from what people have done in, like, creative and stuff, that there is a load of other stuff on it, but I've not seen any of it myself, and as far as I'm aware, it doesn't exist in the storyline. But I've also never managed to get the all three of these objectives done, because when I played it before, you couldn't actually pick up the alien research data PDA, which made it difficult to try and complete that objective. That only worked in one direction in one place. Okay, I'm going to stop trying to Bethesda jump up a glacier. Oh yeah, also, if you've got that far, have you had fun with sea monkeys yet? We are so going to get eaten by something big and unpleasant down here. Oh, hi. That is pretty amazing. I've never had them steal a knife. Typically, they were always stealing my scanner. Ow. I'm kind of tempted to see if I can get a sea monkey to steal the knife, just to see if it, like, changes the texture or something. No, ow. It's a chelicerate, apparently. Ow. Damn it. Oh, yeah. The first time they did that to me, I actually didn't know what was going on, so I just started stabbing the sea monkey. And I have a feeling from that encounter that sea monkeys are actually indestructible. Oh, that's a featherfish. If I see a sea monkey, I might see if I can actually let it steal the knife. Because I kind of want to see a pirate sea monkey. That sounds amazing. Okay. So we're in the Swiss cheese biome with the purple explodey gassy pod things. And since I still can't think of a way it would be a more enhanced local threat level, I'm going to keep assuming that the base is probably over here somewhere. Oh, hang on, is that the nice Sea Emperor? If this is the Lily Pad Islands. I was genuinely worried for a second then. Damn it. It makes me jump every time those things pop underneath me. In theory, yes. They do at least for this one. It actually gives you like a depth limit. So the actual thing is it's under 100 meters of depth. Are you here to play a game? Yeah, I mean, the depth argument is kind of why I really just want this sea truck bug to be fixed. Because if we can get in the sea truck, we might actually be able to productively go deeper. Although the presence of things like oxygen plants and Titan holefish helps. Sneak back out past the chelicerate. Yeah, that's what I was wondering, because it used to mean shallower than 100 meters. So it used to be around 60 or 70 meters deep. Yeah, I just don't know anymore if they mean more or less. I've just been spending a lot of time. It could be. But I think I've been too fixated on it being near that chelicerate, and I'm starting to feel like that's a red herring. So yeah, I guess because the other clue is that thing about the increased local threat level. And I guess Sanctuary is surrounded by brute sharks, so it's possible it could be there. Yeah, it could be. Like I said, last time it was really not very complete at all, so um, it's entirely possible it's actually moved from where it used to be. Of course, now I'm trying to remember how to get to Sanctuary. Ooh, we actually do need to pick up some ribbon plants. Just, you know, while we're here. If you have it on Steam, you can go into the options for the game, and there's a betas setting. So if you opt into the experimental build, you get regular updates, but the game, like the actual game itself, is less stable. So it's kind of, be aware of what you're asking for, but no worries. Actually kind of curious what happens if we try and take Alan back, as long as we're here anyway. Okay. Nothing interesting happens if you try and bring him back. Worth a try, just to see. That was close. I vote for let's get out of here.
Calorie intake recommended.
Yeah. Oh, there's a thought. We could actually probably try and use the cameras from the scanner room to find the base. You know, if I was thinking or applying any degree of intelligence. Crud. Somehow got away with it. Might be worth turning off the scanner room as well while we're not actually using it to scan for things. Scan for data boxes. At least that's going to be a more useful thing. I wonder if that chelicerate will still attack a camera.
Vital signs stabilizing.
Okay. Oh, also, if you haven't seen it before, there is... What's the URL? I think it's subnauticamap.io. Somebody's actually put together a really good interactive map of both Subnauticas. How can you not find the camera? It's still on the scanner room. So, thermal spy, as we say. Yeah, I think if I was thinking, this was probably the way I should have tried to find it before, rather than repeatedly running face first into a chelicerate. Part of a sea truck. Yeah, so it should be around here. Cameras are not tasty. Go eat something else. Also, fun fact, if and when you build a snow fox, it doesn't hover over water. hate how weird it is trying to see through fuzzy camera in this game. Like, it's a really nice touch, but it's really annoying. No. Okay. So at 600 meters, it's becoming almost totally unusable. Okay. That looks like another sea truck fragment. Let's also build a compass if we can. Copper wire wiring kit. We can do that. I think. Yeah. If I can click on buttons. Okay, and now at least have some idea of which way we're going. I'm guessing that both of these data boxes are probably already opened, and they just don't get taken away. Yeah. Okay. On to go. That was unexpected. But yeah, I actually built this base quite close to the cargo rocket island, so... Actually, I forgot there are more spires here. Why is it always the aquarium? No, that's our base, which is weirdly in a place that could almost qualify for where base Omega is. No, not down there.
30 seconds.
Yeah, breathing. Breathing is a good idea. Yeah, now we're back in the Swiss cheese biome. So. I'll be honest, I'm getting very close to the point where I'm going to build a second sea truck, just so we at least have a sea truck. Does this still count as thermal spires? I don't know. But that shelves off and is just too deep. We've got at least the blueprint for the prop cannon. I don't think we've built one yet. Is this something we're about to need? Okay. I mean, we can do that.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
What do we actually need for it? Wiring kit, battery, titanium. Okay, we have a prop cannon. Okay. That's a useful piece of information, thank you. Nothing else, it cuts the search area down to the subset of a circle that actually is at 60 meters. Ah, too many bone sharks. Just saying it should be further out this way somewhere. So, like, possibly around here?
30 seconds.
There we go. Well, this is clearly not thermal spires anymore, for a start. No, that was just funky patterned rocks. A bit far away again. The annoying thing is, I genuinely used to keep just, like, accidentally running into it, and now I can't find it anymore. We're now like 1 billion miles away. I kind of do, but... So they did this a lot to me on the experimental build of the original Subnautica. And what actually ended up happening was the game turned out to be really, really good. And it's kind of like, yeah, okay, it's kind of annoying when you work out where stuff is and then it suddenly moves. But if it's ultimately better for the game for that to happen, That's not the right beacon. Breathe. I have no idea, I'm afraid. I mean, I guess ultimately, as long as it takes, we can always try checking out their Favreau in a little bit. Because, to be perfectly honest, they did really well at sticking to their timeline with the original one. So, I see no reason to think they're not going to manage it with this one. Okay, we're definitely not in the thermal spires anymore.
Calorie intake recommended.
Yeah. We just need to hunt some things and turn them into food. Come on. Aha, dodging bone sharks. Okay. Um,
30 seconds.
yeah, it kind of depends what you want to get out of it. I quite like playing the experimental ones and sort of seeing how the game actually develops and where the storyline goes. So, like in the original one, the first time they introduced the sunbeam was amazing for someone who's been playing the game since before that even existed. But yeah, that's not the experience everybody wants.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Yeah, it's genuinely possible that they might have even taken it out of the game for a bit, which would be annoying, but
Vital signs stabilizing.
I assumed it was possible. I never actually managed it. But I mean, I guess in a strictly hypothetical sense, if you could manage to make it, like if you knew where the Sea Emperor was and managed to make it there really fast, you could theoretically cure yourself and then turn off the defense system. me, like, eat the enzyme? No. There we go. So the one thing I have learned with these games is that early access food is amazing. Because the fruit things that you could get in the original Subnautica were OP, honestly, originally. It was very silly. Yes, it's the only thing they want is the precursor research notes. So, I think what I'm going to do for now is leave Subnautica there for a bit, wait for some new updates to come out, and go play some Slay the Spire for a bit instead.